What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 8 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. Today, we're going back to Xerneas. Xerneas is pretty weak right now, given the prevalence of Zacian, which does make it really hard to use. And as you can see, I do take a couple ways to try and mitigate that. I do have Landorus, Incineroar, and Rotom Heat, primarily just to deal with Zacian. But what is nice about Xerneas is it is a powerhouse for a reason, and if you can get set up against the right team, it can put in a lot of work. So a lot of this team is trying to support Xerneas, but because of the fact that Xerneas really doesn't need to max, because of the fact that it has Dazzling Gleam as a spread move, you are free to max a lot of these other options. So you have Rotom Heat as a good one, you have Landorus as well, even Incineroar as a kind of worst case needed, and then obviously you have Indeedee, which offers really that great follow me support as well as helping hand if need be, and Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini having Heal Pulse to heal my Pokemon when they're low, as well as Nature's Madness to really put some big dents into things that have just a lot of HP and can withstand some attacks is really vital. So with that in mind, let's kind of hop into these games and see if we can do some work with Xerneas. All right, first battle, and it's a Tornogre team. So it is Amoonguss, Incineroar, Tornadus, Kyogre with Regieleki and Kartana. So this is big. I think, yeah, their lead really is going to determine how this game goes. Because, I like Incineroar Xerneas. I think Incineroar Xerneas probably is my best option. What do I bring in the back? Tapu Fini. That's so tricky. I like Landorus. I think Landorus does a lot to most of their team. Landorus, Tapu Fini. Right, let's see. Incineroar with Xerneas. Yeah, let's go with this. I think their lead really is going to play a big role. I think if they go Tornogre, it should be okay, because I'll be able to set up the Geomancy with Xerneas, because it is going to be faster than Kyogre. So I think this is actually my best bet, unless they also lead. Okay, so yeah, they're going to lead Tornogre, and I think then the best play is to fake out into their Tornadus and then just Geomancy with Xerneas, because that means I will get the boost before Kyogre is able to max, and even if they were to max as well, I can still one-shot Kyogre the subsequent turn by maxing. So I'm gonna fake out here and then Geomancy, and what would actually be ideal is if they knock out Incin, because that gives me a free switch to Indeedee, and then I can Helping Hand. And I know Helping Hand boosted Geomancy can one-shot Kyogre. And then looking at the rest of their team, interesting. So they're gonna eat the Fake Out, which actually does a pretty good chunk, and I'm gonna get off the Geomancy, and that's actually really good, because now what it means is they they're probably going to go for Water Spout, which is spread, so it's going to do even less to Xerneas, and then I'm going to be able to get off a really strong Moonblast into their Kyogre. Okay, so here's the Water Spout. Hopefully knocks out Incineroar. Yep, Incineroar goes down, and Xerneas is pretty comfortable right now. Did I bring Indeedee? I don't think I did. No, I brought... Okay, so I'm going to probably heal up. I think that's what makes the most sense, right? To have Indeedee go, or not Indeedee, to have Tapu Fini go for a Heal Pulse into Xerneas, and have Xerneas just max Starfall into... Yeah, let's do that. Let's Heal Pulse into Xerneas, and then Xerneas have it max Starfall into Kyogre. Because even if they go for Tailwind, I'm still going to outspeed it. And then, yeah, with the with the max and the HP loss, I will definitely be able to live a second water spout and then be able to heal back up a lot of my HP with Tapu Fini. So yeah, 174, good place to be. You're gonna protect, makes sense. What are you doing with? Okay, yeah, safe. Yep, going for the Tailwind. This is great because now I'm able to not only get in some chip damage into their Kyogre, which is that's a pretty sizable chunk, but most importantly, I am able to heal up my Xerneas to get Xerneas. Yeah, that's not like a dismissible chunk. So I'm gonna Moonblast into Torn, expecting it to try and taunt my Tapu Fini, and then just try and hit into their Kyogre. It will mean that Xerneas loses its max when they will still have theirs, but I mean Xerneas is still pretty just like powerhouse, and I think after Tornadus it should outspeed the rest of their team. I do have Intimidate support in the back, so if they have something like Kartana, right, yeah, because I have Landorus, so I can bring out Landorus if need be, which is really big. I think a Dazzling Gleam might have been a little bit smarter, just like waited a turn, because that way I could have oh, so you're just gonna Foul Play. That's gonna do nothing. Max Starfall into the Kyogre. Kyogre is gonna go down, and now let's see how much Moonblast does into their their Tornadus. Tornadus is going to also go down. So that's a big double knockout. The big question now is, what do they have in the back? I feel like it has to be Kartana. Yeah, if they didn't bring Kartana, yep. So here's Incineroar, which is a really good thing to see, and then Kartana. Yep. Okay, Kartana makes sense. I think then switch out to Landorus. Switch out to Landorus with this slot, and then I have to... I could knock out the Incineroar. That's tricky. If I knock out... I could put... Yeah, let's... Kartana has no special attack or special defense investment. And what... Kartana is definitely faster, right? What is Kartana's base speed? These are things that I need to know, but I will hopefully get there at some point. So Kartana... What is Kartana? Kartana's going to max. Yep, there's the max from Kartana. Kartana has base 109 speed. Yeah, definitely faster. So this is a little bit tricky of a spot, because if it when it one-shots my Landorus, I will not be able to get... Or not my Landorus. When it one-shots my Xerneas, I will not be able to get a second Intimidate onto it. Yep, there's a Steel Spike. There's zero chance Xerneas just goes down. Oh, wow. Xerneas lived, which I did not expect. That's actually a really big deal, because I'm able to safely hit it with a Starfall. Starfall with Xerneas, or not Xerneas, with Kartana's defense is going to bring it down. So... Yeah, this is tricky, though, because Kartana's still alive. I think the play is, what, bring out Tapu Fini. How many turns of Tailwind do they have left? They have one turn of Tailwind left. So I think swap out to Tapu Fini, and then... just go for a Dazzling Gleam, knowing that it probably won't hit, but that's fine. That is really tricky, though, that Kartana hangs on with a Sliver. Yeah, because Kartana is faster than Landorus, but I will get Kartana at -2. And even with a defense boost, it's pretty safe. So then what I can do is protect Fini, Earthquake Landorus, max Overgrowth. Interesting. Overgrowth into the Xerneas slot. So you are going to sacrifice the defense boost for the HP for the passive recovery, which makes sense. It does tell me you have a clear one shot into Kartana. I mean, not into Kartana, into Tapu Fini. So okay, so their Kartana is now at, or is going to be at -1 attack because of the Beast Boost. I think Earthquake is risky, but I think I have to go for Earthquake. I think I have to hope that Landorus is able to survive from Kartana and go for an Earthquake. Right? Yeah, I mean, this Kartana is at -1. I think it'll most likely... I mean, it has to target Landorus, right? I can Moonblast. No, I think Protect and then Earthquake. Right? Let's see. Because Earthquake will get the most amount of damage onto Incin. Kartana has one. They have to target Landorus. They most likely probably have to Steel Spike into Landorus. That's what I think that makes the best chances of them winning. Oh, so they're going to Overgrowth into Tapu Fini. Interesting. Tapu Fini lives sizably, which is actually really good. I'm able to successfully Earthquake, which should finish off the Kartana and get a sizable chunk. Oh, wow, not that sizable onto Incineroar, which is going to let it Parting Shot. But now I can double up into Incin, Burning Jealousy, Cool into the protected slot. It doesn't do that much. Does Burning Jealousy burn... Oh, if I get a stat boost, yes. So I think now the play is just to keep pressuring the Incin with Rock Slide. And then, yeah, I can honestly just like Rock Slide, Earthquake, go for flinches. Get off... Oh, and I have Nature's Madness. Yeah, I'm going to Nature's Madness and then Rock Slide into Incin. Because I don't necessarily want to... Okay, yeah, they're just going to run. Cool. So this was an example of the idea that when Xerneas is able to set up, it's able to set up. And the fact that I was able to handle my opponent's threats so well was really what kind of led to the success of this match. And yeah, it worked out really well. And I think the fact that they were a little passive with their max also really helped me. And then surviving the Kartana hit was huge. And I mean, that's a really good thing to know, that there is a chance that I live a -1 Kartana hit and am able to do so much back in return. So that being said, let's just hop into the straight into the second game and see if we can get more success with Xerneas. All right, second match. Once again, we have a Kyogre team. So this time it's Lapras, Incin, Grimmsnarl, Zapdos, Kyogre, and Rhyperior. I think, honestly, the same lead... This is tricky, though, because they have what's it called? Grimmsnarl? I could lead Indeedee. There's really nothing stopping Indeedee Xerneas. So I'm actually going to do it this way. I'm going to do Indeedee Xerneas. What else? I could do the same or not the same four. I could do... What is Landorus good against? Landorus is good against Zapdos, but also so is Rotom. Rotom's a pretty good option. Rotom is scary, though, because of Zapdos. I feel like I need Tapu Fini. And now the question is, what do I bring in the last slot? I like the damage output that Lando offers, but at the same time, Rotom is a really good option as well. I'm going to go with... Yeah, that Rhyperior is really scary. I'm going to go with Rotom. I think there is a good argument to be made for something else, but they don't really have a good way to stop the Follow Me Geomancy. And I think from there I can pretty safely start spamming Dazzling Gleams with Helping Hand. Right? Because they're... Okay, so yeah, they're going to lead Grimmsnarl Kyogre, which... I mean, what, they can... Yeah, even then that's fine, because they're going to go for Water Spout. and I'm going to be able to tank that. So they can't fake out. Their best bet is light screen. So I would probably light screen if I were them. But I still think Geomancy and then Follow Me. Geomancy Follow Me I think is just the best bet. Because even if they boost up with Grimmsnarl, I can still Helping Hand +2 through that into their Kyogre. Yeah, Grimmsnarl makes things really tricky. I think that was definitely the right lead on my opponent's part. What I could have done... no, yeah, there's nothing I could do about that. I could have actually gone for... yeah, there's the light screen. I still think the option of Geomancy into Helping Hand, the Max Starfall into the Kyogre is the best bet. Kyogre is just, it's so strong, but luckily I think there's options. What could... They could run Trick on Grimmsnarl. Let's see how much this Water Spout does. Water Spout, yeah. Indeedee down to the Focus Sash. Xerneas lives. What do I have in the back? Tapu Fini and Rotom. And I know those two. I'm so worried about Trick from the Grimmsnarl. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to Helping Hand. Yeah, I'm going to just Helping Hand with Indeedee. Helping Hand Max Starfall. And if they go for... Let's say they go for... What's it called? They go for Trick onto... No, they can't go for Trick onto Xerneas because of the fact... Oh, no. Yes, because they have Prankster. Yeah. So Prankster doesn't work through... what's it called? Through the terrain. But what that does set up is now I'm changing the terrain. So they are going to actually potentially be able to hit into me. So they're going to take that. And then that Grimmsnarl is just going to Spirit Break into my Xerneas slot to try and weaken it. Because, I didn't go for Follow Me there. So now they're, Spirit Break into Xerneas. I think I actually probably could have just knocked out the Grimmsnarl there. I think still go for the same thing into the Kyogre slot is worth it. Because I want to get as much chip onto that Kyogre as possible. And then I do have Tapu Fini, which I think can be a really big role in this team. Okay, so they're not... Oh, they're scary. Oh, yeah, because they can now change the terrain. Or not, they can now change the terrain because the terrain has changed. I'm still faster than their Kyogre, which is a big deal. Kyogre is going to take that Starfall. Kyogre is going to go down. Great. So I know that they have Scary Face. They have Scary Face, Spirit Break, and Screens. So I don't have to worry about Trick, which is really nice. And then what are they going to bring in? The question is, am I still faster? If I am, I can once again... Okay, so they're going to bring out Lapras, which means that they're going to try and set up Resonance. So let's just try and get as much damage onto... I'm going to do Follow Me because I expect the Grimmsnarl to go for a second Scary Face to let them get Resonance up before I get up my Starfall. Yeah, so they're going to max. This is tricky because Rotom can't take a Geyser that well, but yeah, it like will trade off because Rotom can't take the Geyser, but Tapu Fini is fine until they stop maxing because of the what's it called? Because they don't have Freeze Dry. Oh, very smart. Very smart to do that. So they're probably they're gonna Spirit Break into the what's it called? Into the Indeedee. Yep, there's a Spirit Break. And so that's gonna mean that Grimmsnarl can pretty safely Scary Face into Xerneas. Sorry. I think. What do I think? I think this is a risky play. I could. Because you know what? They're definitely going to Starfall into. Let's go for this. I think I can Nasty Plot. I think I want a Nasty Plot here. That's really risky. Because if they call this right, then I'm in like really bad shape. I think I should have actually probably just tried to knock out the Grimmsnarl a lot earlier instead of let it set up, because now I'm in this really awkward position where it was able to get the Spirit Breaks off. It's able to do what it wants to do. Wow, Grimmsnarl lives. So Grimmsnarl, oh wow. Okay, so able to get this off. They're most likely what? Spirit Breaking into Rotom and then Resonance into Resonance into Xerneas. And they're going to Spirit Break into Rotom. So Rotom's going to be at -1. And then I can bring out Tapu Fini. I think Moonblast into... Spirit Break into Rotom. My special attack is at +1. Tapu Fini, I think... Okay, so they also... Tapu Fini, what? I can hit into their Grimmsnarl with Moonblast. So let's try and Moonblast their Grimmsnarl and protect the Rotom to stall out the last turn of Lapras' max. They do have Resonance and a Light Screen up, so that is really like not fun. Grimmsnarl Scary Face into the Rotom, great. I'm able to successfully Moonblast. That should hopefully KO the Grimmsnarl. Nice. I was actually a little bit worried because of all the damage that's on the field right now. You're going to Geyser into the Rotom. Rotom should take that pretty well, right? Rotom. Cool. So not even in Citrus Berry range. And this is the third turn of your max, which means that I can Nature's Madness into the Lapras, and then I need a Hydro Pump miss to have Thunderbolt try and deal some serious damage. Actually, wait. This is interesting. Because Grimmsnarl will set up a Light Screen, right? Why Lapras? Okay, so Grimmsnarl has the Light Clay. Lapras does not have, have a Life Orb, so the Lapras has a weakness policy. So I want to instead Nature's Madness here, and then... Oh, that's so bad. I can Nasty Plot again. I think just go for the... Overheat into... No, I'm going to Thunderbolt into... I'm going to actually Thunderbolt into Rhyperior. Yep. That's actually fine. Because then, yeah, so it's going to get the special attack boost. I'm going to Nature's Madness into the Lapras. Get its HP. I think one more Nature's Madness and a Thunderbolt should be enough to knock out Scorching Sands. It doesn't affect Rotom. Yikes. Cool. So they don't have the Light Screen, right? No, Light Screen still has one more turn. I think I could double protect. I think just double protect this turn, because they can't really do anything to stop that. And I want to definitely stall out their Light Screen. That is a little bit tricky because Tapu Fini is slower than Rotom, so I can't Nature's Madness and then Thunderbolt. I think then... Meteor... Oh, very smart. Unless they need to charge it. I did not expect a special Rhyperior. Okay, so they wasted their item, and they hit into Tapu Fini. I think... I want... I'm going to Nature's Madness Rhyperior, and this is really risky. I'm going to Thunderbolt the Lapras. I am at +1. It is stab and super effective. They do have an Aurora Veil up, but Lapras is at under half. The Rhyperior can go for another Meteor Beam, but it'll have to charge up. Scorching Sands doesn't hit Rotom, which means that if Oh yeah, there's Lightning Rod. Oh god, I forgot about that. I literally forget what Lightning Rod does. I also did not know that Nature's Madness could miss. Tapu Fini lives. High horsepower into Tapu Fini. Yeah, I mean, I literally watched the Lightning Rod go off. So I can't. Yeah, that was poor playing on my part. I think, yeah, the Lightning Rod, I don't know why it just didn't process, and I was like, oh, I have to go for it. I probably should have nasty plotted or something, but it is what it is. I think, yeah, I should have probably played the early game different and saved my max until later. Let's check out their team. I'm interested. Mainly in that Rhydon. So, yep, standard Lapras, Freeze Dry, Thunder Protect, yep. Ensign, don't care. Grimmsnarl. Yeah, Sperry Face. So I should have actually prioritized the Grimmsnarl. Zapdos is fine. Oh, interesting that it's static. Detect, yep. Kyogre with Mystic Water, and then this is what I really am interested. It is a mix. Oh, wow. Mix Rhyperior. Mainly for these two with the power herb. Cool. So I'm just going to hop straight into the third game, and I'll see all of you there. All right, third game. We have a Kyurem team. So Kyurem, Hitmontop with Tornadus, Metagross, Landorus, and what's his face? Darmanitan. This is tricky because Xerneas is a good matchup, but there is the Metagross. So I do have to play around that. I do like double Intimidators, but oh, they have Hitmontop. So that's actually tricky. I think, yeah, and they have Clear Body on Metagross. I could do Indeedee. Indeedee Xern? Indeedee Xern is interesting. Incin. Is Incineroar even worth it? I think Rotom Landorus is probably the better option. I'm going to go with this. The issue is if they lead with Tornadus, and I don't actually know what's it called? I'm looking up. I don't actually know Kyurem's speed. Kyurem should be slower than Xerneas, right? Kyurem, let's check out what its speed is. Tornadus and Darmanitan is scary. That's actually really scary because Darmanitan probably, has a Choice Scarf? I think Follow Me Geomancy, right? Yeah, Follow Me. Oh, that is tricky because I don't have Incineroar, which is, yeah, I was like, I can just go for the taunt. Okay, so you're going to fake out, or not fake out, you're going to U-turn into Indeedee and not even knock it out. And the fact that you had that go first means that, they're going to go for an attack with Tornadus. So, yep, they're going to bring up Metagross, which is fine because of the fact that I'm not going to boost. Oh, and you're going to trigger your weakness policy. Nice. So Indeedee's going to go down. That's going to trigger Metagross's weakness policy. Because now they can pretty safely go for a max on Metagross. Let me think. Metagross. I could bring out Rotom. I could max Rotom. I don't think maxing Rotom is the worst idea. Is that what I want to do? Max Rotom? They do have Darmanitan at the back. Yeah, I think maxing Rotom is fine because I can just max Flare into their Metagross and its policy is already triggered. So I'm not really super worried about that. And then do I Dazzling Gleam? I kind of like Dazzling Gleam because it can remove any sort of option that Xerneas has after of... Yeah, it breaks Xerneas' Sash. Or I could just Moonblast. Let's just go with that. I think there is a question to be made of if that was the best play, but... Sorry, I was putting my phone away because I needed to check Kyurem's speed. Yeah, I think this is interesting because Rotom, I think, is a really good matchup into their Metagross because their Metagross can't hit me with Stomping with Max Quake. It can't hit me with Max Steel Spike, or it can hit me with Max Steel Spike, but it's not very effective. And yeah, I think this should be a pretty good position because they're probably going to, what's it called? They're gonna Tailwind, and now the question is how much do I do with a Max Flare? Yep, there's the Tailwind. I think Xerneas is definitely still faster than Metagross, so Dazzling Gleam able to bring Xerneas down to its Sash, which is good, and now I'm able to they're gonna Mindstorm. That was smart. Mindstorm. Wow, I did not expect them to one-shot me. That's really scary. But, that's actually really, Bring out Landorus. What do I do? Because they have Brutal Swing. I don't know what to do. Mindstorm. Yeah, Mindstorm in hindsight makes a lot of sense. What, fly into... It doesn't even matter. I can't Superpower. I can Earthquake and protect Xerneas. And just assume they're gonna Steel Spike. I'm gonna fly here, and then I'm going to Moonblast into Metagross. Yeah, I don't... Air Slash onto Landorus. Moonblast into Metagross. Sizable chunk. Steel Spike, yep, into Xerneas. Xerneas goes down. And now, yeah, that's game. That's tricky. That Metagross, yeah, just... There are so many things against Xerneas, and the fact that they were able to just one-shot... They one-shot my... what's his face? My... Rotom, that's what I wanted to say. How did I thought I went for fly with... Oh, I flinched. Yeah, now here comes the Steel Spike. Finish me off. It's a bummer. I don't think there was a way I could have played that better. I actually could have led... I could have led I could have led Incin. I think I should have brought Incin to this game, and not having it really cost me because that Metagross is such a big threat. Yeah, what is their set on Metagross? Yeah, Zen Headbutt. Oh, so they didn't run an ice move. So Yeah, even Meta or Ensign wasn't the best answer. This video is short because I got super quickly swept by this Metagross. So I'm gonna play one more and I'll see all of you there. All right, last game of the day, and all right, they have Calyrex. So they have Calyrex Ghost with Landorus, what's his face, Togekiss, Rotom Wash, Grimmsnarl, and Cinderace. I do like Ensign in general against a lot of this team, right? Ensign, Rotom's a really good option. Do I want to go for the double Intimidators? I do like Ensign because of the fact that Calyrex kind of doesn't have a good answer to it. Ensign. What do I want next? Ensign, Tapu Fini. Do I want Tapu Fini? Do I want Landorus? I could just double Assault Vest. Or not double Assault Vest. Just like really try and stop their Calyrex hard. And then have Xerneas and... I like Rotom. But I also like Tapu Fini. I'm going to go with Rotom in the back. Yeah, this is... I don't know. This is an interesting lead. I think it can either work out really well or it can kind of screw me. I think I'm going to have to max Landorus this game to try and just get a Starfall, not a Starfall, a max Quake Up. But the issue is, so let's see what they lead. Okay, so they lead Grimmsnarl and Cinderace, which is good because I'm able to double intimidate the Grimmsnarl. I mean, not this Grimmsnarl, the Cinderace. So their Cinderace is most likely going to switch out. But what I'm afraid of is that they switch out into their own Landorus, which would kind of put me in a bad position. I think I do want to stop their Grimmsnarl from setting up too much. So I'm going to... I actually could just... What do I have in the back? I have Rotom Heat, so I theoretically could... No, Parting Shot here, and then Rock Slide. I mean, Grimmsnarl is definitely going to go for... I'm going to go for Rock Slide. I think they definitely are going to switch out their Cinderace into their... Yep, probably their Landorus. It's going to be... Oh, their Rotom. Interesting. So that... Fake Tears, so you're going to lower my special defense. That's actually not bad at all. Yeah, okay, so -2. Able to double connect on the Rock Slide, which is a big deal. Get some nice chip damage. And then Parting Shot. Take out that Rotom. Which I think then... Yeah, what do I bring out, though? I could bring out Xerneas. I think I just don't even go for the Geomancy. I think the play is to just straight up go for... Because, yeah, I'm going to be faster than Rotom. I think just go for a Dazzling Gleam, honestly, and then Rock Slide once again to try and get flinches onto the Rotom, which is probably going to max. But the thing is, like, once Grimmsnarl is gone... Okay, yeah, so they're going to taunt me, which, yeah, I expected. The Geomancy is so obvious, but I just want to hit off that Dazzling Gleam to... Oh, wow, it didn't even knock it out. That's so annoying. But hopefully this Rock Slide can connect. Yep, and please finish off that Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl goes down, which is a really big deal. So their Rotom is still here, but their Rotom is slower. It's going to Hydro Pump into probably Landorus. Yeah, Landorus hopefully lives, because it is Assault Vest. Nope. Yeah, I didn't really expect it to. I can probably bring out my Rotom. What's good to know is, at this point, they cannot live another Dazzling Gleam, and I'm guessing they're going to bring out their Cinderace, right? Yep, there's Cinderace. Cinderace is going to be faster. The question is, does it have max Steel Spike? So I can Dazzling Gleam here. And now that's the question of, do I expect them to have Steel Spike? All right, Cinderace definitely runs Pyro Ball. Pyro Ball, high jump kick. And then Darkness. Airstream is expected. I think Lightning is pretty safe into... Or why don't I just swap into Incineroar? Yeah, let's do that. Right? I think that's the best play. I forget what their max is. Or not their max, their restricted is. But I think this makes the most sense. Because I'll drop the Cinderace's attack. It probably is going to Steel Spike. Which means that hopefully at -1... Yeah, you're definitely maxing the Cinderace. If I live with Xerneas, that's really big. Because I'll be able to get rid of the Rotom. Let's see. They could also just not have Steel Spike and could just be going for an Airstream. They are going to... Oh, they do have Steel Spike. Nice. So I should have actually predicted that. And then I could have knocked out their Cinderace if I had... Oh, wow. I live. That's actually a really big deal. So the attack drop is huge. Their defense is going to go up. But yeah, they do resist. And they are Life Orb, which is good to know. So able to knock out their Rotom and get some decent chip damage onto that Cinderace. And I can fake out into whatever. And I have fake out. So that's really good. So they're going to bring out Calyrex, which I cannot fake out. Surprise. I think just go for the Dazzling Gleam anyway and Snarl. I think Snarl, yeah, to try and get the special attack drop. I do have to live in Astral Barrage. Incineroar is going to take that decently well. And what? They're going to probably max Knuckle into Instant. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, they have the Grimnay. Max Knuckle. Yep, there's a Max Knuckle. They're going to be back at neutral. I could have, if I had been smart, probably Flare Blitzed into it. If I live this, which I do. Okay, cool. I live that, which is great. Able to then Snarl, which is going to lower the Calyrex's special attack, which is huge. Get the Snarl off. Good chunk there. But that what's his face? Calyrex is back to neutral, as is the what's his face? As is what's Cinderace. That's what I wanted to say. So I can, yeah. Imagine if I'd called the Steel Spike. I'm going to. What am I more afraid of? Probably the Cinderace. Am I afraid of the Cinderace or no? I'm afraid of this. And then I'm going to try to Flare Blitz. It's probably not going to happen. They do get both hits. So if I can, if I knock out the Calyrex with Rotom, because they do have to double target because of Incineroar being alive. So if I can knock out the Calyrex, then eat the Cinderace attack, hopefully knock out the Calyrex in return, then have my Berry come online. Yep, there's Astral Barrage. 201. So what can Cinderace do? It can probably go for another Max Knuckle. That's what I'm guessing, right? Yep, Max Knuckle. Max Knuckle is going to go 201 to 104. Great. So if I can knock out 201 to 104, so it does 100. So I'm going to lose some HP. If I can knock this out with the Lightning. Did it live? Did Calyrex actually live? Oh, dang. Um, Yikes. 130 versus, yeah, I should have gone for max flare. Protect, because if they go for high jump kick into Rotom, they'll come crashing and take it. Yep. Okay, cool. So they went for high jump kick, which is exciting. They're going to take a ton of recoil. But yeah, there's... Oh, man, that hurts. Unfortunate. Yep. Rotom goes down. Man, that was tricky. I think if I had hit the the max flare and knocked out Calyrex, I probably would have still had a chance. But I figured lightning was the better option for some reason, and it just, yeah, that cost me for sure. Pity. I mean, it is a difficult thing when playing Xerneas, and that happens. But I just gotta keep my head up, and I'll see all of you tomorrow.